Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name's Artie with CoinCasso, and this is Bitcoin Today, a show where we talk about everything cryptocurrency to keep you guys up to date and informed on all things happening in the crypto space. In today's episode, we talk about $60 million worth of Bitcoin moved to Ethereum. We also discuss Bitcoin options data showing a $50,000 Bitcoin in 2021. And I want to change it up a little bit today and do some more technical analysis because Cardano and Bitcoin SV are both in the double-digit percentage gains. And we also go over the top cryptocurrency prices. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, July 8th. Thank you so much for joining me every single day. Thank you so much for all the love and support on yesterday's video. The views just went through the roof. The comment section was wild. So if you like today's video, I'd appreciate you doing the same. And if you're new here and you like what you see, consider subscribing down below and ticking the notification bell to get notified every time we upload a new video. And as always, the show is sponsored by the CoinCasso Cryptocurrency Exchange. So if you're looking for a place to buy, sell, trade, whatever you want to do with cryptocurrencies, you can do it on CoinCasso in the link in the description below. Let's go over these prices really quickly. Bitcoin sitting at $9,289, down 0.09% from yesterday. Ethereum up 0.6% at $240.80. EOS up 1.29% at $2.61. Litecoin 1.45% at $44.43. XRP almost up 5% at 0.96627, and Cardano up 26.32% at 0.32605. I also want to mention Bitcoin SV because while I was editing yesterday's video, I saw a 26% price increase. I can't believe I didn't catch it at the moment, but I definitely saw it while I was editing. Currently, Bitcoin SV $187.33, down 0.8%, but we will get into the charts to see the movement from yesterday. Quickly looking at the 24-hour volume on all of these coins, Bitcoin 15.6 billion, Ethereum 6.9 billion, XRP 1.2 billion, Bitcoin SV 1.2 million, Cardano 873,000, and Litecoin 1.5 billion. Now let's jump into TradingView and do some deep analysis on three different coins. Okay, first up we have Bitcoin. Since June 1st, we have been seeing lower lows, which I've indicated on this downtrend line. I said a few days ago we were going to go down to about 8,500 to 8,700 depending on the range, but first we would test this down line and then come back down. It's still doing that exactly. I like to look at the one-day chart, and it did exactly that. As you can see here, it is on its way down, and I think we should maybe settle here around 8,700. I actually have my buy orders set at 8,750. Now let's talk about Cardano. When I made yesterday's video, we were sitting at the high 10s, low 11s, and since then we've jumped up and spiked to nearly 14 cents, and it has dropped back down to 12.9 currently. Now I want to educate you guys so that you don't make the bad decision of following the trend, the fear of missing out mentality when Cardano or ADA is in the news and everybody's talking about it, everybody's buying it, but they're not looking at the technical analysis and seeing maybe the price might drop back down. With smaller prices, with smaller tokens like this, there is a huge risk potential of a quick pump and dump. Just as we saw in the early days of Bitcoin, it spiked up to 20,000 and then dropped back down. Cardano, even in its earlier days, had a humongous pump and dump. Now let's take a look at that. Okay. This is what Cardano looked like when its life first started. On December 1st, 2017, it was sitting at like 9 cents, played around a little bit, then spiked up to 25 cents and everybody lost their minds, sold off a little bit, but then the news kept running and it went from 21 cents all the way up to 66 cents. This was the first sign of the dump. Within 2 days, the price dropped back down to 27 cents, dropping more than 50% in 2 days, costing a lot of people a lot of money. The normal retail investor would actually get scared at this point, sell off, solidifying their loss as a loss, and crawling to their room and crying in the fetal position. Those who stuck it out over the next week saw a huge glorious price spike up to $1.35. That's about a 450% gain. Let's take a look exactly. We are looking at a 406% gain. But just as everybody knows, a roller coaster ride always drops back down, so everybody lost all of their money except for the people that sold good for you. But those are usually the people / insider traders that know what's going on, sell off, causing the price to tumble down all the way down to 16 cents. That's where the depression comes in from a pump and dump. The price rallied a little bit to 40 cents and then dropped back down to 4 cents, 5 cents, and traded like that for over a year. Then in March 2019, it started to get some momentum, getting up to 11 cents from 4 cents. But then again, everybody was worried about losing their money, so the price dropped down again, all the way down to 3 cents. In February, the price did start coming up, and we did see a price of about 7 cents, but then the whole pandemic thing happened, everything crashed. Subsequently, this did as well, all the way down to a penny. Let's get rid of my Fibonacci retracement. We will go into that a little bit later. But since then, the price went up from a penny all the way up to 14 cents. We did see 2 consolidation periods lasting about 15 to 20 days, and now we are on this price rally up here. Now, how can you save yourself from the typical pump and dump? If you were to buy Cardano right now, and then in 3 days, it just tanks back down, how do you know when that's going to happen? It's very simple. You look at technical analysis. You learn technical analysis. You use Fibonacci retracements, you use the RSI, you use the moving averages, and you see maybe you can predict what the price will do. Quick 30-second lesson on RSI. This is not the gospel. It does deviate a little bit, but basically the low point is 30, the high point is 70. Overbought, undersold. Meaning if the RSI is in the 30 range, that means the price should theoretically be going up. If the RSI is at the 70 level, theoretically the price should come down. Now let's look at February 2020. The RSI was sitting at about 75 or 80 and then dropped all the way down into the 20 levels. Subsequently seeing the price drop from 7 cents all the way down to 1 cent. Then in March, 1 cent, obviously we're below the 30 line, so the price should theoretically go up. And it went all the way up until the RSI reached 78, and then we saw a price correction, with the price moving from 5 cents down to 4 cents. Now, as you can see here, the RSI is all over the place, so you don't know which direction it's actually going to go, and then it spiked back up above that 70 level. That was at 9 cents. Then it subsequently dropped back down to 6 cents, seen exactly in correlation here with the RSI. We did drop down a little bit lower in the RSI to about the 50 level, showing a price of 0.7, and we are spiked up here to about 82. Now look at where my crosshairs are right now. 82.96 on the RSI, higher than any level we've seen across the board in the history of the RSI since September of last year. Now, if you remember my quick lesson on RSI, what does this mean? Ding ding, exactly. The price should come back down in a small correction, consolidate, and then maybe go back up. Or it could potentially go all the way from that 86 level all the way down to 30. Now, this is where we started to grow. This is where we had our first consolidation. So let's set up our Fibonacci retracement from this next execution. Lowest point right here, highest point right here. Let's take it out a little bit wider so we can see maybe a potential, and boom. So you can use Fibonacci to look at the past, but you can also use it to predict the future. Theoretically, of course. I'm going to bring this up to the tallest point of this wick right here, and boom. Perfect 0.5 retracement. Optimal entry, back up to here. Now, I'm not Nostradamus. I can't predict the future. I'm just a dude using computers and clicking buttons. I don't know if the price is going to come up here and then come back down. Now, let's just assume that we've already started backtracking on the price of Cardano. We're going to go off the top of this wick because you can already see the body of the candlestick is much lower than this 14-cent level, sitting at about 13 cents. So, I mean, that's a huge drop for something so minuscule in price. Let's theoretically say that the price will go back to what it was. So, I mean, technically on the downside, you're looking at like 8 cents right here. But let's be conservative. Take this lowest candlestick here on the consolidation, take it up to the highest point. Maybe we might see a drawback right here to about the 10-cent level. I think that's what might happen right now. I think over the next day or two, or maybe even over the weekend, we should see a slight pullback here to about 10 cents, but you have to follow the momentum of the trade. Betting against the trend is never wise, so always go with the trend and hope for corrections, not reversals. So if you guys are looking for a point of entry, watch this for the next day or two and see if it comes down to this 10-cent level. Definitely if it falls below 11 cents, it might even go down to 9 cents if it's a really, really big retracement. But I'm thinking wait for a pullback for right now and it might drop down to 10 cents, or I could be completely wrong and it just could shoot to the moon and we're at like a $250 price and I threw away all my money and didn't invest in Cardano. Now I do like to use one more indicator. The 4 EMA gives me 4 moving averages that I can adjust to my liking. Just for ease of use sake, I have them set up as defaults for you guys, but what you like to see on an uptrend is the lowest of the 4 EMA to the highest of the 4 EMA. So let's say it's 7, 13, 22, and 55. You want to see these all lined up, and that's a nice indication of an uptrend. If it goes 55, 22, 13, and 7, that means it's going down. It's simple indicators, guys. I'm not trying to complicate any of this for you. And as you can see right here, we are in a perfect uptrend. Blue, purple, orange, yellow. The chart is indicating up. The price action is going up. The moving averages are going up. The RSI is going up, but you have to remember RSIs like to reverse when they're too high. This is the thing that I want you to watch out for when investing in ADA or Cardano. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin SV. If you don't know what Bitcoin SV, it stands for Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision. The Bitcoin fan club has always had different sides. Bitcoin originally had its first fork, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Then Bitcoin Cash had another hard fork, and that was Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV. All of that information is in my huge long videos, so you should go watch those in the past. They're really good, actually. Okay, so this is yesterday's candlestick that I want to talk about. The price of Bitcoin SV went from $153 all the way up to $197, immediately correcting back down about 25% of its gains to $186. I don't know why this happened. I didn't see anything in the news about it. The only way I actually realized it, because I never look at Bitcoin SV, the only reason I noticed it is because while I was editing yesterday, I saw while I was looking at the prices, like it just caught my eye, 26 point some odd percent. And I was like, okay, something is going on here. So I wanted to check out the charts today and see if I could put in some trend lines in here, maybe something like this, but it doesn't make sense because this didn't touch, this didn't touch, this didn't touch. Theoretically, it should be like this. So we did see a break in the downtrend. I don't know if it's going to retest this downtrend line and then come back up. Who knows? But the price action on this is very, very interesting. Seeing as how the RSI spiked from 32 all the way up to 66, and now it's a little bit on its way back down. So I don't know if it's going to settle in the 50 range and trade sideways for a bit, or if there's some huge price action going on with Bitcoin SV. I don't know. I don't follow Bitcoin SV. I'm not super knowledgeable about it, but this is very interesting to watch right now. I'm assuming there's going to be something in the news about this in the next couple days. If not, then we'll just sweep it under the rug as like a fluke thing. Maybe somebody was wanting to buy Bitcoin, but they bought Bitcoin SV instead, causing the price to shoot up. And then everyone's like, what's going on? I don't really know. Okay, let's get back to our normal format here. Into the news. This first article is titled "Nearly 60 million in Bitcoin moved to Ethereum in June." Wrapped Bitcoin, the oldest tokenized Bitcoin protocol on Ethereum, is responsible for roughly 75% of that growth after moving more than 4,800 Bitcoins to Ethereum last month. Demand has increased for both Bitcoin and a variety of decentralized financial services as Ethereum continues to be the most popular off-chain destination for Bitcoins. More specifically, yield farming and MakerDAO adding tokenized Bitcoins as collateral are likely strong catalysts. The recent trend shouldn't come as a surprise and will probably continue. The increased popularity of tokenized Bitcoin is no surprise. Ben Chan, CTO at BitGo, the cryptocurrency payments processor that spearheaded Wrapped Bitcoin. The purpose of WBTC is to bring Bitcoin to the world of decentralized finance, also known as DeFi. Yield opportunities for lending and supplying WBTC in Ethereum-based applications are driving recent growth. Currently, 132 million worth of Bitcoin is on Ethereum at the time of publication, or roughly 0.08% of the leading cryptocurrency's market capitalization. Is the growing demand to use Bitcoin on Ethereum a positive signal for the leading cryptocurrency? According to DeMarco, the trend has a synergistic effect for both blockchains. Okay, so if you guys don't understand, because this is a little bit complicated, Bitcoin, first cryptocurrency, Ethereum, most useful cryptocurrency, right? So Ethereum uses smart contracts. All these altcoins and DeFi applications, they actually use the Ethereum network because it's one of the largest and it's the most useful with the smart contracts and the ERC20 tokens. Like, you can do a lot with Ethereum. So basically Ethereum's like the most popular nightclub in the city. All these altcoins and DeFi protocols are the people going to this club for the party, and they're all spending Bitcoin. Now you can see why most of these altcoins very closely mimic the price action of Ethereum, and Ethereum very closely mimics the price action of Bitcoin. If that makes sense, sweet. If not, that's okay too. Bottom line is, it's a good day for cryptocurrencies. Everybody's happy, everybody's making money, things seem to be going in the right direction. And our last article of the day, titled Bitcoin Options Data Shows Investors Betting on $50,000 Bitcoin Price in 2021. Over the past 3 weeks, 150 grand worth of Bitcoin, $50,000 call options for June and December 21 strikes have been traded. Ledger X Derivatives Exchange has been intermediating these ultra bullish trades. But what could be the rationale behind them? There are some good reasons for buying options with such small odds, but paying $1,000 for the privilege of purchasing Bitcoin 440% above the current price in 18 months seems unreasonable, even considering an annual 100% volatility, which is quite high even for Bitcoin standards. The probability that the price will reach $50,000 is less than 8%. I'm going to stop reading this article because this person is dumb. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. I think there's absolutely no way. I'm pretty sure there's absolutely no way that the price of Bitcoin is going to get to $50,000 in 2021. Maybe in like 2025, but like still that's kind of a stretch. Like, imagine the price of gold going from, what is it, 1,800 right now, 1,600. Imagine the price of that going to $7,500. But it's just not going to happen. Bitcoin's highest price was $20,000, and you're expecting to just shoot past that without a massive sell-off. It's absolutely absurd to think it, sir. But I mean, there's like an 8% chance he could be right. Let me know what you guys think. $50,000? Or absolutely no? Leave it in the comments down below, because more comments make this video more popular, more likes make this video more popular. So don't forget to leave a like on your way out, and we will see you back here tomorrow.